Hello there, everyone. Alright, we're going to be doing episode 23, and I have to say, it was actually really pretty good. Um, it's a filler episode, so I mean, you don't go expecting like a masterpiece of storytelling or anything. And the beginning is definitely slow. But I have to say, at least it is not the weird sport thing, and it is not the weird Cylon thing, so at least that's that. Quite refreshing, really, honestly. Still slow. However, I actually enjoyed and watched the entire last half of this episode and like didn't once think about like fast forwarding, which is better than most. I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5. Like, man, I don't know what else to say. The beginning is woof, but I mean, once you get past it, you get to like the like later part. It's actually almost like I don't there's problems. Okay, guys. Honestly, I'm probably being a little generous, mostly just because I have a really low standard at this point. Yeah. Um, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I have a really low standard when it comes to these episodes at this point. Like, this show has so much potential, and it's just got problems, and it shows. Like, it really does. Uh, Not like show, like TV show. Like it's visible. Um, Acting is really weak in this episode. I did not like the acting at all. Um, the story the story is remarkably pleasant, although I would not call it a masterpiece. See, even now I'm like, okay, calling it a 4 out of 5 is probably a bit of a stretch. The story is pretty bland. It has some twist. It has some depth to it, and so I guess we'll call it a 4 out of 5. But man, that's really stretching it, honestly. But I mean, it's better than the alternative, which is crap, like absolute, complete, and utter garbage. Um, yeah, I have a really low standard for this. Um, yeah, no, I do. Anywho, yeah. The editing is fine. There's nothing good or bad. It's 3 out of 5 ish. The visuals are also fine. Like, I feel like they probably spent quite a bit of money on the visuals because they have a new model and all that. And I don't know if it was really worth it, but I mean they did it anyway, and it doesn't like trash the experience. If anything, the experience was rather enjoyable and entirely like followable. So I mean, it's a toss up. Anyway, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. It's an enjoyable episode. It's reasonably well done. It's reasonably watchable. You don't want to like gouge out your eyeballs, like wondering why on earth you were watching it. Although the first half definitely had me preparing to. This one, yeah, and I started watching it, and it was just woof. So I guess in that way, the editing is really bad. Like the entire first half of this is just bloat. Yeah. That's pretty much what's wrong with this episode. The entire first half of this is almost complete bloat. Like they should cut 20-30% of the material and then fill out one of what they just cut there and with stuff later in the story, because honestly it kind of rushes through the later part. I wouldn't say rushes. It's pretty fine. So I mean, they need bloat somewhere. I guess they decided to put it at the front of this one. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it all up. You guys have a good one.